Real talk with Labzy, we speaking the truth. From the streets to the booth, giving voice to the groove. No holding back, every combo's the proof. It's the realest in the game, now we raising the roof. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm yours truly, the legend himself, Labzy, aka the best motherfucker you ever met in the history of your life, and I can prove it to you even though I shouldn't. The most loyal, the most honest, and the most respected. Now, I have another guest. The first guest for March. He is a rapper in the local scene. I've seen his skills, and I feel like you can really tell that with the way that he rhymes, the way he spits, he really knows how to really just get his heart out there. And I've seen him rap a few times, even during like the open mics at Shot Kickers, and man, just awesome. And we're gonna get him on right now. As I said, I wanted him to be on the show, and we're going to talk about it, man. Because again, I've always loved talking about different artists and how their minds work, especially in the rap game. So, ladies and gentlemen, Scrammer, how are you, my friend?
What's happening, man? Good, bro. How are you?
I'm awesome, bro. I'm blessed, man. First of all, how are you? How's your mental health today?
Mental health? It's going all right. It's going all right today. Yeah, I've worked in the morning, so I'm a little
Yeah.
tired, but that's normal. Friday, just kickback vibes at the moment. Um, been working on some music, just hanging out with some friends and stuff like that. In the studio right now, it's doing my thing. Yeah,
No, I love
yeah.
that, bro. Now, take me back, bro. How did the music come to you? Like, was it always a part of you? Was it always part of the family? Like, how did music inspire you to become a rapper?
How did music inspire me? I started out playing guitar, and singing. So I think like it would have been in year one, and I was probably about 7 years old at the time. And my mate brought a guitar to school, and I was talking my shit like, "Can I cuss? Is that good?" Yeah, okay, cool, cool.
Of course you
I was talking
can.
my awesome, awesome, fuck yeah. All right, I was saying like I could play guitar as well, but he could actually play guitar, and I was just pretending. So he started playing guitar at school. Shout out Callum, long time homie. Um, and then I was like, oh, I actually got to learn guitar because he's coming to school with a guitar and playing. And I'm like, I should actually learn some chords. So my dad played guitar. So he taught me a few chords. And with those chords, I started writing songs uh, straight off the bat. And yeah, I just kept writing, kept learning more on guitar. I wasn't great. Uh, Mainly theory is what I struggled with the most, like structure. I just wanted to like write and express myself as much as I could, which is how eventually I got into rapping. So yeah, around 14, I think I watched 8 Mile. It's classic.
Classic, of course. Yeah, man. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just the idea of writing something and people respecting you for what you've written on a piece of paper seemed appealing to me at the time. Went to school in Collingwood College, and like it was cool just like having the progression, working on music and getting better at writing and just rapping in front of my mates at school and being like, wait, what's going on? And then eventually them kind of getting it as well. And yeah, it just became a thing, and I started taking it seriously. Um, Taking it seriously ever since. I'm 25 now, so yeah.
Yeah, nice. So how did you come up with the name Scrammer? Like it is a very, very unique name. Like tell me the story behind that.
I came up with that around the time like I started rapping too. I think I was on a word generator. I think it was a Wu-Tang name generator, I believe. And I had my name Hugo in there. And I think I saw something like Hammer H. But for some reason, I liked the idea of Scrammer H. But I switched it around and it was H Scrammer. So
Mhm.
that was my original name, H Scrammer. And then I think around 2019, I decided to drop the H and just have script, just be Scrammer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Scrammer. I like that better than Hex Scrammer, to be honest with you. I don't
It
know.
sounds a lot
Scrammer just
cooler.
sounds. Yeah, it just sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's more settling. So Scrammer. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Mm,
that's sick, man.
yeah.
So you said that 8 Mile was obviously your movie go to. So that means like Eminem
Yeah.
was your go to artist for your inspiration. You would say.
Initially, initially for sure, but I grew to appreciate like Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Mac Miller, Andre 3000, Outkast,
Hell yeah.
Denzel Curry.
Mm.
The list goes on. Just it just grew. Like yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I love that, man. So what is it? What attracts you the most, especially when it comes to these specific artists? Is it their lyrics? Is it their beats? Like what 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 attracts you to them? Because the reason why I ask that is because for me personally, it's if it hits my ear like that, it hits my ear like that. That's when I'll be attracted to it, right?
Mm.
And I'll enjoy it or whatever. So
Yep.
from an artist perspective,
Yep.
if I want to be if I wanted to be a rapper myself, like what would attract me? Like in your case, what would attract you for these types of artists? Like what is it about Denzel Curry that you like? What is it about Andre 3000 that you like?
Uh, I think initially it's energy that I pick up on first, like how it makes me feel, the track as a whole. I've always been one to listen to lyrics like deeply. So if something strikes me like lyrically, then I'm gonna be if I relate to something, if I can hear something that I relate to on the first listen, then I want to come back to it. If something hits for me, then I'm like, oh shit, that line really hit. And when it's a good song, and it's a good beat, and the raps that sound like fluid and nice, you just want to jump back and hear it again. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, I feel that, especially when going back to what I was saying, like if it hits my ear like that, like it'll just be on repeat like the whole time.
yeah.
You know, like I would not get sick of it whatsoever. Like, I could probably listen to it probably what 30, 40 times. It would not even I would not get sick of it.
Mhm.
And even if I do listen to something else, sometimes it would just make me go back to that other beat that I was really addicted to.
Yeah,
And I do feel
yeah,
that. Like I do feel
yeah.
like when you hear a specific sound that's really
Mm,
intoxicating, and especially when you've got those beats that really like spark your curiosity,
yeah.
like how is this attracting me? Like, has there any type of songs that you've ever heard that you didn't think that would attract you, but it did?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't think at first that it would
Mm.
I would get it, and then I
Like it wouldn't hit at first, but then later on you'd be like, oh wow, yeah, this actually
yeah,
slaps.
yeah. I think that's a lot when it comes to the like newer era of rap. It took me a while to get around, but now I could come back to things and appreciate them a lot more. Like I could probably appreciate like certain Young Thug songs that I didn't initially like get.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like and now I really get it, and now I'm super immersed in like the new age genre as well, and like experimenting with that quite a lot too. Um, but yeah, it is a thing. Definitely like sometimes it's word of mouth if someone tells me the reasons why something's so good and the reasons seem valid to me, then I want to give it a chance. And I think community can play into that quite a lot as well. Like if your community is playing music that you might not get, but they're playing it a lot around you and they're talking about it, it might influence you to like it eventually. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Like if you even when I got into because I mean I'm not a rapper, but I do sing here and there, right?
yeah,
And I've been hanging around with the Breaking Bread community probably for it would have been like 2 years by now, and and it is very true what you're saying. Like it's when you're around the people that are very on the creative side,
yeah.
it really and it becomes like creativity becomes a conversation.
Hmm.
It's you end up becoming like you end up becoming one of them. Even though even for me, like I'm not as I said, I'm not a musician, I'm not a rapper, or I'm not a singer,
Yeah.
but you know it gets you like curious and it gets you like you know some and it even gets you you know. craving for more,
Yeah.
basically, because it's like you've learned
Yeah.
so much, because you've learned so much, and you think, fuck, what's what's Shining Armor, what's going to do next? What's Mister Ruckman next going to do?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they always being around these types of creatives, I reckon is a very big help. And I would also like try to inspire a lot of artists to find their community, find their tribe as well, because you don't know where you can learn from them.
Yes. 100%. Definitely. Yeah. I would
Yeah,
definitely back that. 100%. You never know what, if you have like if you're struggling to find your place in life in general, it's good to move around and see what's out there. So yeah, that's very valid for music, I think. Um,
mm,
it's like there's lots of different subgenres, different things happening. Melbourne's so diverse for that as well. So there's a lot of prolific artists in the scene due to the fact that there's so much different content out, like,
mm,
and it's not all the same. There's lots of different stuff. I mean, this definitely like main, like hip hop, boom bap, like Oz rap is very like in every
yeah.
part of like every state of Melbourne, but there's like every state of Australia, sorry.
Mm.
But like definitely in Melbourne, you notice there's lots of diversity around. And yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Like, and what's even crazy as well, like, is especially like because in Melbourne we're the most multicultural state
mhm,
in all of Australia, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and like so, what I this is where I think a lot of people love Melbourne the most because you're getting different sounds from different cultures, from different people, and especially from
yeah,
from different artists as well. You know what I mean? And to give you even another example, like I don't know if you ever heard of Jay Z's "Big Pimpin' song.
yeah, yeah. I've heard the song. Yeah.
So, fun fact: the intro for that song, so how it starts off,
Mm.
is actually an Egyptian song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So knowing that that comes from something else, and that sound just inspired a producer to be like, I'm gonna take this and I can work my magic and stuff like that. And then that's going from being listening to different types of sounds, and they become
Hmm.
coming from different types of cultures, and you don't even know what you can create.
Hmm.
And this is why I try to tell a lot of artists, like, don't be afraid to experiment with different types of sounds, not just
Yeah.
don't just stick to one. Like, that's what annoys me. A lot of people are like, oh, no, no, I'm just gonna stick to my drill because I know
Yeah.
what I know
Yeah.
what that's like,
For
and blah blah
sure.
blah. I'm like, look, that's fine. Like, that's fine if you want to do that, but I mean, if you're a real artist, if you're a real creative, you should not be ever be afraid to try out something different, because again, you don't know what you can get out of it. And you don't even know who you can collab with that understands that sound as well. And
Yeah.
then that's how you can connect. And it is crazy. But speaking of sounds, do you produce your own music too, or do you always find
No,
different
I
producers as well?
I produce as well.
Hmm.
A lot of the production, all of the production actually on my last album, Paper Thoughts, was by my dear friend Isaac. Izzy is the rap name. He's a
Hmm.
rapper and a producer. We actually live together, so
Nice.
he's always cooking up. We got a home studio. But yeah, I also cook up too as well. I'll be making beats as well.
Is it
Um,
hard to make beats? Because I feel like it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's hard, but like I'd say it's a lot, because it's you have this idea in your
mm,
head, and you try to like and you're trying to find the sounds to match whatever it is in your mind. And
yeah,
is it can it get difficult
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
trying to get it together? Like,
definitely.
what's so
Yeah,
yeah, tell me about
yeah,
that,
yeah.
bro. Speak on that.
Oh, no, it's very difficult, I think. Difficult to if you want to like get exactly what you want in your head out,
Mm,
that's really hard to
mm,
do. If you just want to like go with the flow and just see where it takes you, like if you're working with samples, it's going to be like if you know how to like chop a sample or something like that, then you're probably going to roll in the flow of what the sample you have, unless you like manipulate it so much that it's a completely different thing. Um But if you want exactly what's in your head, I think to make a beat, I think I would struggle with that personally. Like I'm not gonna act like I'm a genius at production. But yeah, I think that is where it is tricky. I think for some people they could be able to do it, but I think it requires lots of musical talent to be able to know, like you'd have to know the chords that you want. You'd have to know all those things, structure and everything.
Yeah,
Um,
nice. So
yeah,
you would go to like samples and stuff like that to help you really try to get the sounds, and then you try to put your own sounds into it, and then you mix it up. Is that how you
yeah.
normally do
That's how I
music
would
now?
normally make a beat. Yeah, I probably start with the sample, but I can definitely do it without as well. I could definitely take the sample out and then just have instrumental, just have MIDI stuff that I've been playing. Um, yeah, but I like working with samples just because I'm a writer. So as soon as I hear something that I want to write over, then I want to like loop it and start fucking around with it.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you ever listened to a song, like especially with a beat, and you kind of think to yourself, I don't know why they use this, but you know what? I'm gonna sample this and then I'm gonna put it together and how I feel like
Mm.
it should sound. Have you had ever had that moment?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Well, what's an example? Can you give me an example?
An example of that. Wait, could you repeat it one more time?
That's
Sorry.
all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, so has there ever been a sound that you say that you heard a song, right?
Mm.
And you thought to yourself, I don't know, I feel like this doesn't sound right. But you wanted to grab that sample and kind of
Oh,
put your own little mix
I
to
see
it.
what you're saying. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, I think so. It's hard to give an exact example of that off bat though.
Okay.
Um, Definitely, if you hear like a piece, then you want to like change, like take that little piece and then like make something out of it, and it's like a little chop or something like
Mm,
that, or it could be something you've slowed down so much, or you could like warp the sample into a place that you want it to sound like time wise, etc. But yeah, it'd be hard to give an exact example of when that's happened to me. Um,
okay. Yeah, but
yeah,
that's all
yeah,
right because I've
yeah.
always been curious, especially when it comes to producers, because I know that when they listen to a sound, they know how to really, they really know how to really, take a little piece from here and then a little piece from here, and they try to, try
I
to
see what
mash
you're
it up
saying.
together, and you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying, and because that's how because then they'll have it in their minds, like they'll listen to a beat, and then they'll hear something else in their own head, because that's how that will come together, and then that would be, yeah, like just stuff like that. That's why I've always been curious about the level of creativity when it comes to producers, as well as even
mm.
rappers as well. And so, all right, but so you released an album called Paper, what was it,
Paper
sorry,
thoughts.
Paper Thoughts.
Yeah,
That's the one.
yeah.
So tell me about that, bro. How did the album name Paper Thoughts, come to you? Like why was it called Paper Thoughts?
Um, so I see paper thoughts as my first metaphor for it would be there's quite a few different metaphors for it. My first one would be all the things that I put on paper over the years, trying to get to a place with rap, trying to get good at rapping, practicing all my maths books, all my English books, everything that I should have been doing schoolwork in is just full of rap. So yeah, like I just have these big collections of books from over the years of me writing, and I've got it as a collection. We actually burnt some of those for a music video. Um, but
Nice.
yeah, the idea that kind of plays into the metaphor there is that like they're paper thin, like the thoughts that I've had, like they can be destroyed, they can leave, like they're not worth that much because they're just words on paper at the end of the day. It's kind of like a meaningless thing in a weird way.
Mm,
Sort of like how money is as well. Like everyone's so driven towards you know, the capitalist society we live in and stuff like that and needing money. But at the end of the day, like none of that stuff really matters. And it is sort of like a paper thought. It's like if your mind's on money, a paper thought. You know what I mean? It's like paper thin. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just you can burn it. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? You can burn
Yeah.
paper. Um, so yeah, it's sort of like playing on the idea of capitalism, but just being in the nature of being in a city, being Burn City Scrammer,
Yeah.
in the nature of
Well.
being,
Mm.
yeah, a person living in the society we live in. Um, I feel like over the years I've wanted so much out of rap. And I've had those dreams, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I've had those dreams of being a rapper, having the money, having the girl of my
Yeah.
dreams, having the Ferrari, whatever it is, having those TV interviews, like living it up
Yeah.
in the style. But the idea that all of those are just thoughts that
Yeah.
I've had, and yeah, it's an aspiration to life that's what's really important to me, and I've developed so much insight through chasing this dream because it wasn't all about money at the end of the day for me. It was actually a lot about the growth of being a person and learning a skill and the determination, and that's what's important to me at the end of the day. So that's a kind of another idea, is like it's a paper thought, something I've written down. At the end of the day, it could mean nothing, but the journey is what's important.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No. Of
Yeah.
course, absolutely, it does make sense.
Mm.
So basically, saying so paper thoughts is basically whatever is on whatever thoughts you have that are on paper, and it could be
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And
Mm.
so yeah, because I mean, going back to what you were saying, how a lot of people are driven on money, and and it isn't all about the money, bro. And I've said this millions of times. I've said that real wealth is determined on how full the soul is,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. I like that quote.
Because
Yeah.
again, like you can get the money. Like you hear it over and over that a lot of rich people that have money coming out of their ass are just all miserable and depressed and shit like that. But they can get anything they want just like that. But they just don't feel they don't feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like I would rather do things that I enjoy that fill my soul to give me
Yeah.
happiness.
Yes.
And that to me, that's real wealth. To me, that's being rich in that way.
Hmm.
Because if you think about it, if you wake up in the morning and you know that you woke up in a bed, you got a roof over your head, you have the ability to make money, obviously have a house to go to, you get to eat anytime and anywhere you
Yeah.
want. Bro,
Yes.
isn't that really being rich as it is?
100%. Yeah. 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 It's rich in nature.
Exactly right. It's
Yeah.
rich in
Yeah.
nature, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but look, don't get me wrong. There are some artists that that picture. I mean, I don't know if you still have that picture in your head where they want the big house, they
Yeah.
want the cars, they want the playboy life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you, you know,
Yeah.
but but again, like I mean, you can have that. I think it just really depends on what you want, which raises my next question:
Mhm.
Why do you do music?
Why do I mean? I need it. I
Yeah.
need it. Yeah,
Why
yeah, I
do you
need it. Like,
feel like you need it?
oh, because without it, I just feel empty. Like, I need it. At the end of the day, the most important thing is the fact that I have an art that I can go back to and reflect on, and that's an achievement for me. Is just being able to put something down and be happy with it. Um, yeah, just be happy with what I have, um, what I've done, and of course, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's critiquing yourself constantly. Trying to get the greatest verse. Always like trying to get the greatest verse I can possibly get.
Mm.
So it's like that is, it's my north star. It's my goal. Um, yeah, it's what I strive for. So it's a purpose. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you feel like you have a favorite verse so far that you feel like, man, this is my favorite, like favorite bar that I've ever made. This is the favorite verse. Do you have that right now, or do you feel like you haven't found it
No
yet? No?
way. No way. No,
Okay.
I
I
couldn't. I
think it's,
couldn't
you know
say.
what, but I think it's
Yeah.
a motivation thing. I
Hmm.
think it's a motivation thing to keep going because it's like,
Mm.
man, I gotta keep going because I need to get that best verse. I need to get it. And as you keep releasing songs, and then eventually there's gonna be that best verse that you've ever written
Mm.
ever. And like no, but raises the question though, like say that you have made the perfect verse. Does that kind of stop the motivation to keep going, or are you gonna just keep going regardless?
It's never perfect.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But yeah, for the hypothetic, I'd say if I wrote the perfect verse, I'd still be writing every day afterwards. But yeah, I think the fact is that you can never get anything perfect, so you're always searching for that. It really gives you that, you can always be better. You know what I mean? You can always be better, and that's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
I feel that because yeah, I definitely feel it because again, like there's always that moment, and I've mentioned this millions of times where you go back to your old stuff and you think to yourself, why the hell did I write that? But you thought it was fire at the time, and then
Yeah.
now. And then now it's just like, now you think it's the same thing, but then so you make a hit maybe like what, 5 years down the track, and you go back to one of your songs
Mm.
uh in paper thoughts, and you think, why the hell did I say this? Why did I? It'll be the exact
Oh
same thing,
yeah.
and that's
Oh
and
yeah.
that's what yeah, and that's what motivates, and that's motivation right there because you keep going, and that's I just tell artists, just keep going. Don't worry about how things are gonna go. Don't just keep going, bro. Just keep going, man. And so especially when it comes to freestyle, you know how to freestyle very well?
I'd say so. Mm.
Yeah.
I have
What
my good
what
days, my bad days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do.
What makes a good freestyler? Like in your opinion, what makes a good
That's a
freestyler?
that's a big question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big question. Um, you got to be very fast and very witty, but it comes with a lot of exercise. Um, there's lots of exercises you can do to get good at freestyle. Um, I think you kind of have to give in at some
Mm,
point. Like you can have one foot in, but you got to have both feet in if you really want to you just have to go with it and you can't be afraid to mess up. If you mess up, you just keep going, you know what I mean?
mm,
And freestyling's like, if I can give an analogy, like you think about like basketball or something like that. Like let's think like okay, let's say if you're trying to hit threes in a game or something like that. And let's say you've hit zero threes. You've taken three attempts and you've hit 0 to 3 on the line.
mm.
But you're going to keep shooting them because your average is probably going to get better if you're a shooter, right?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta just keep putting yourself out there, freestyling in front of people, freestyling around your mates constantly, and writing helps a lot too. Um, if you write a lot, you're probably going to be a better freestyler. What makes a good freestyler? Just if I'm listening, you got to have energy when you freestyle because if you say stuff with energy, people are going to pick up and they're going to want to listen. Eye contact can be good too.
Mm.
Crowd engagement, um, just witty, just fun stuff that makes people laugh, stuff people are going to be interested in. Just intelligent rhymes. So for me, it's like I've got my end rhymes going. So I'm like, how do I make the in between stuff make sense? Because I already know my end rhymes because I've been doing that my whole life,
Mm.
like dime, paradigm, time, mind, kind, find. So I've got to find the lines in between that are gonna
Yeah.
make the story and encapsulate people. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like being a freestyler, again, you have to try to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Just as you said, like just the words that you just said, it's like, okay, well, how do I create the bars
Mm.
with the words that I just said? And because if you take shot kickers for example, right?
Yeah.
Obviously the live mics, that's always fun. So it's always listened to. Everyone's taking turns and shit like that. And obviously when it comes with the band as well, you got to try to kind of work with the band as well. with how you're with your because even with you, bro. I've even heard you like step on the stage as well, just freestyle as well. And man, you are one of the underrated ones, bro. Like for real, you're one of the good
Oh,
ones, bro.
appreciate that, bro. Thank
You
you. Thank you.
know, because yeah, just as you said, like I can really tell how you are really passionate about what you do, and I can tell that
Mm,
you really like studied your freestyling very well,
mm,
and I can tell you've done that.
yeah.
You know, because again, you can tell like even with the answers that you've given me, especially like you're always writing all the time. You're always listening to different types of sounds, and you always work with different types of words and yeah, bro. So I think, and I think that, yeah, bro. I think you're one of the great ones, bro. To be honest with you,
Thank,
and you do a very good job of what you do.
thank you.
And
Yeah.
that anytime, bro. And so where do you see your music going? Is it something that you want to fly to America to kind of blow up there, or do you want to stay here on the underground? Like where do you picture? Well, okay, where does Scrammer picture himself to be with music?
I think it's going to elevate in the next few years for sure.
Hmm.
Um, Popularity wise, I think I can feel it kind of just now. Like every year, it's just sort of getting like bigger and bigger kind of thing. Um, I can just feel the traction growing. So yeah, I think it's going to elevate a lot. I want to be able to tour. I want to be able to be a part of something big, be around other artists and just perform and have fun. Where do I see myself? I hope like there's a hope that maybe I could be able to support myself just doing music. Um, but I think what's really important is that I'm in a good place and I'm doing what I love. Um, that's the fundamental for me, 100%. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep going, just keep showing up, and just keep telling people my name. It's Burn City Scrammer. Just be amongst the scene, and just yeah, elevate.
Yeah, no, I love that,
Mm.
man. And so tell me when it comes to support. Now, do you feel like your family supports you? Do you feel like your friends support you what you do? Or do you feel like nah, do you feel like they're not going to understand, but you choose to choose the creative side anyway? Do
I
you
think I
have
got a
do you feel like you have that support system?
No, I do. I think I've got a great support system. Yeah, 100%. I think people can really see the work that I put in. Like my close circle, like my family and friends, really get it, and they're listening to my music. Like they'll be playing it a lot. They'll be always telling their favorite songs that I've done, etc. Like they really do get it. It's awesome to see. Yeah, I think I've got a great support system. Mm.
Nah, that's awesome, bro. Because I feel like there's two types of artists: the ones that have a really good support system, and or the ones that they just feel like, why are you doing it? And they try to really take you away from that, but just because they don't understand it. Like to give you an example, Arab, the rapper Arab.
Yeah, I do.
So
Yeah. Mm.
when I had him on my show, right, we were talking about how basically saying that the in the Arab world, like if we want to choose to do music and stuff like that, it's like they support us, but they don't support
Right.
us. They support us because it makes us happy, but they don't support us because it has no relevance to the community in the culture whatsoever.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that's why they're like, oh yeah, you can do your little music thing, blah 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 blah, but they won't understand it, but they won't like it. Just doesn't feel they don't feel
Mm.
like they don't feel your passion. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I understand they don't see your vision because obviously no one's going to see your vision but you.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like it's just it's hard to really find a really good support system. And if you feel like you've got a good support system, especially with family or even close friends or whatever, then I'll be honest with you, bro. That you're blessed right now. I don't want nothing stopping you, bro.
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
honest with you,
I
man.
agree.
And it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lucky in that. I'm lucky in that regard, and I totally understand. I think it can help. Um, Not that it's a necessary thing, but I think it can help if there's a chip on your shoulder in some way as well. If there's someone who's like kind of like doubting your vision almost, or like they're not fully understanding, like that sometimes can really motivate you a lot too. Like I've definitely had that before. I've definitely had to face that kind of adversity before, people not really getting what I'm doing.
yeah. Well,
Um,
I was just gonna ask that. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
has that ever happened to you? And how do you use that as motivation, or how do you shake it off and just continue what you're doing?
Um, it can be difficult. I'm not gonna act like it's easy. Um, I feel like it's like a very like hero mentality to be like, oh, you just fuck the haters and just like keep going kind of thing. But no, it can get to you. Like even if you don't want it to get to you, it can still get to you. Um, I think what's important is just the belief in yourself. And if you know that you have something to give, if you know deep down, then you just have to push through that. Um, I can't necessarily speak on behalf of other people's um, how do I say it? I can't speak on behalf of other people's adversities with their music and life. Um, but from my personal perspective, I'd say that you just have to go through all the emotions with music. Um, the good ones, the bad ones, negative energy, positive energy. You have to ride waves a lot of the time to get to where you need to be. And being having a strong mental state is very important. And looking after yourself, yeah, looking
Okay.
after yourself, yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, that's mad because I was also gonna go because I'm very big on mental health myself, right? And when it comes to people kind of doubting you, kind of doubting your skills, or they're just don't really care for it, I feel like it's also it could be a great song to make as well because a lot of creatives would suffer that as well, you
Mm,
know. Especially like, it's a great motivation for a song to be like, people didn't believe in me, but I still kept going because people would gravitate towards your music. Just as you said, you've got family and friends that have their own favorite songs,
yeah.
right?
Mm,
Which means that they, you have the ability to make relatable music. And I think a lot of artists should be making these types of music. I'm very sure they will. They would. Even I think you would as well,
mm.
for the most part as well. And I think that that is very important. But also when it comes to mental health, how does Scrammer center himself from all the noise?
Ooh. Um, I like physical exercise. Um, play a lot, like practice a lot of basketball. Like it's a bit of a solo thing for me at the moment.
Mhm.
I do like to go down and have some games with people, like have some fun, but I'm not on a team or anything. I like to practice just like hoop shooting. Um, I like long walks. Um, I like working out, like doing push-ups, just simple stuff, nothing too crazy.
Mm,
Um, Eating well, trying to eat like good, um, wholesome food. I'm not gonna act like I don't have fun as well. Like I
yeah.
love drinking. I love going out. I'll get a kebab.
Yeah.
I'll hang out. Yeah, I'll party. Um, but I think centering myself, I do require some good like physical exercise, some relaxing time with myself. I reflect a lot. I'm constantly thinking, so if I get some self reflection in, that's always great for me too. And spending time with people too. Spending time's good. Having new different people around, hanging out, being in different environments, getting out the house. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so you're like me. So I try to keep a balance with everything when it becomes a full-time work. Obviously, me doing the show as well,
Mm.
and even with gym as well, because I'm on a weight loss journey
Hmm.
myself. I recently found an old video of me being fatter than I was before, and I'm just dying doing exercises and shit,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
like, and then yeah, bro, because going out for cause, hang on, whereabouts are you in Victoria, Scrum? Are you in the east?
Currently in the east, yeah, Q East, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, right,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, because for me, like I've always got a park that I go to in my area, which is in the northwest.
Hmm.
I just make sure like I would just go there just to sort of center myself, listen to nature and listen to, you know, like really just let really just be lost in nature and really just be alone with my thoughts and really just reflect with everything. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I think that is a very good thing. Even though obviously gym plays a very big role in that because it's more mental than anything. It's not just about losing weight or getting like doing bodybuilding or whatever. It's more of a mental thing to be better and releasing all the stress, all the bullshit, all the from all the stuff that we've had throughout the week. And
Hmm.
I think that's very important as well.
Yep.
And so do you feel like you found a good balance with everything, especially with music and work and and your time? And do you feel like you found your balance?
Um, I try to. I try to. Um, I do have balance, but not
Yeah,
always. Not
yeah,
always. It's not always perfect. Yeah, but I do like balance.
yeah,
Balance is good. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I try
yeah,
my
yeah.
best. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, because yeah, once you find your balance, I would say stick with it, bro. To
Mm.
be honest, don't let anything try to like break that routine because
Yeah.
you know because there are moments where you're like, I don't know if you're like me. Like, do you kind of feel like your social battery has run out? It's like, yeah, I've done a bit of the music. I've already done going out,
Mhm.
but I really just want to be home with my thoughts. Does that ever happen with you as well, especially being an
Yeah.
artist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, yeah. I need my time to like recoup and stuff. And like, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think like I'm an introspective person. Um, I think over like last 3 or so years, I've like learnt to be a lot more social, a lot more out and just about and more conversational, just better in crowds, better amongst people. Um, but I think from the core of my being, I'm an introspective person, so I always need that time just to like recoup
Yeah.
battery and everything. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, cool. Would you say that you're a very social person as well?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I can definitely be, depending on like what's going on at the time, but I can be amongst it. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Mm.
Yeah, nice, bro.
Mm.
Um, I think that's it. I think that's it. I think I've got everything I've packed down. All right, well let's talk music then. Like what's coming up for Scram? Are we expecting another song? Are we expecting another album?
So
Any
much.
collabs? Oh, speaking of collabs, you were even recent with
Yes.
Sixpence on
Yeah.
his album, bro. Like yeah, bro, tell me about that. Like how did Sixpence come to you with an idea? Like
Yeah.
how did that come together?
Yeah, he came. He had like a made a group chat with me, Oggs, Izzy, myself, and him, and he came over to our crib to record it. And we had our verses written. Oggs had the chorus, and yeah, we wrote our verses on the day that we
Nice.
recorded, and we filmed a video on the day as well for it that should be coming out at some point, I believe. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if Sixpence was keeping that hiding, but anyway, it's all right. Should be fine.
No,
Yeah,
that's all right. No,
yeah,
that's all right. No, that's
yeah,
cool, bro. Because no, because I went to Donkey Man Records HQ in Rowville,
yeah. Hmm.
and which if you ever want some studio time or whatever, go ahead over there, bro. It's in Rowville,
Yeah, cool,
right?
man.
And
Yeah,
yeah, because you can even do like podcast rooms. There's a podcast room
that'll
there
be
and stuff
sick.
like that too.
Hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, we had a grand opening on Saturday that just passed, And yeah, it was a great night, man. It's a massive, massive warehouse. But once you go
Mm-hmm.
upstairs and you see that studio, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you follow me on on my personal page, then yeah, that's basically what that studio really looks like. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, because we did so it was me, Simon, aka Donkey Man, and we actually did like a whole album review, right? And then it was coming up to that song with you in there, and I was like, oh my God, Scrammer's on here. All right, let's listen, you know.
Oh, really?
And no, you did very well, bro. No,
Yeah.
I gotta say you did very well.
Thank
You,
you.
especially with your wordplay, like fucking hell, Jesus.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's a fun one. It's a fun one. Sort of like a reflective track, very to the core of uh, like how I wrote probably 4 or 5 years ago. I'd say that
Okay.
that verse was, yeah, yeah.
Right. So hang on. You wrote your verse from that song years ago?
No, I'm talking about the writing
Oh,
style.
oh, the writing
Yeah,
style.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, my
yeah.
bad.
No, that's all good. Yeah, it's a bit more it's been more like down to earth, sort of like poetic vibe. Just like real chill, laid back, having
Yeah,
some fun with the flows. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Because that's
That was fun.
what I felt. Because that's what I felt about the entire album as well. I felt like it's a very chill album. Like it's just very chill. Like it's very, very boom bappy and very. Because one of them I really liked. That went for like 7 minutes, and I got a little lost in it as well, and I'm just like, nah, I better not listen to this again because if I do, it'll be on repeat and I'll be lost in it forever.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
but like no, you guys did a fantastic job with that track as well as Sixpence did an amazing job
Mm,
with that album as
mm,
well, and man, I really want more of this, you know what I mean? Because yeah, because I'm still enjoying everyone's music, you know. Because
mm.
again, I will.
Yeah.
Because again, with me, it's as I was saying before. If it hits my ear like that, it hits my ear like that.
Mm.
If it doesn't, it doesn't. So it's very weird. It's very black and white with me. So I am giving it a chance to really, really, just really, really, really listen. And to be honest with you, bro, I'm really enjoying it.
Mm. Mm.
So I really want you to keep going. I really want you to just keep going, bro. Just you're doing an amazing job, bro. For real. I'm not gonna lie
No,
to you, bro.
thank
You are one of the great ones, bro.
I appreciate it.
And
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, as I said, so yeah, that's actually it now. Is there
Right.
anything you want to ask me? Is there anything you want to talk about? Whatever you want.
Yeah, like how did you get into podcasting originally?
For me,
Mm.
I originally, well, I wanted to have my own talk show. So if you look at like old talk shows, like my favorite was Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson.
Mm.
If you know what that
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
So
I think
he's
so.
he was the yeah he's the one like with the skeleton like friend.
Right. Okay. I think
Right.
I know it.
And
Yeah, I might have seen like 1 or 2 clips. Yeah.
yeah, and I really love that because Craig Ferguson, he's also a comedian. He's a Scottish comedian, and he's what's it called? And he was just himself, bro. He was just wacky.
Hmm.
It was all improv. Like he was just
Yeah.
himself, bro. And I
Hmm.
can picture myself doing it.
Hmm.
Just me being an idiot, but being professional at the same time,
Yeah, I
you
like
know?
that. Yeah.
And so, and then because obviously I don't have like a talk show kind of thing here, you know, because I was doing this through a media organization before I did it through Instagram Live. And when I decided to go my own way because of all the bullshit and politics from the media organization, I just thought, you know, well, why don't we? This is when podcasting was really, you know, popping off,
Yeah.
like around like 2020,
Yeah.
right? And then that's when they recently made the update of you know, people could join onto your live. So that's how I kind of got the idea and the epiphany of, you know what, you know, this can be a show right here. Like, you know, I've got the guests right here. They don't have to go anywhere. They're just chilling in their own home, and you know, with my face on their phones. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and then yeah, bro, it's just been amazing. I've had the blessings to build a lot of friendships, build a lot of connections, joining on people's lives and having great conversations. and it's been fantastic ever since, and I really enjoy it. And to be honest with you, my main goal now is to be the next Joe Rogan of Australia.
Oh man, go for it, bro. 100%. Go for it. For
That's that's
sure.
that's that's where
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
That's
So
yeah, okay. Yeah. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah.
but so that's why like I'm trying to build as much connections in the US as much as possible. So I've
Yeah.
and then hopefully in the next few years I wanna do an international tour. So where I'll go to America because I got to visit all these multiple states and because everyone wants to see me.
Hmm.
So I'm just like, yeah, man, this is gonna be amazing. So obviously I have to invest a little bit into my show because I've got this little thing here, the DJI kind of like the little mics
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I kind of invest a little bit more, and it's really good for content as
Mm.
well. And yeah, bro, I enjoy this, and the reason why I do this is because I've always loved the conversation between fellow creatives and understand them on a deeper level.
Yeah. That's dope.
That's big,
Yeah.
yeah. Because again, bro, like a lot of people, because we're built for more than the 9 to 5. The world is way too big for that.
Yeah.
We're
100%.
the world is we're way too creative. We're way too smart to do a 9 to 5. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we do have a 9 to 5, cool, but that's only to pay the bills, not to pay our souls, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. The soul's worth way more than that for sure. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love it, bro. I love it.
Me too, man. Yeah. That's cool. It's creatives. It's awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
Yeah, we want to look after yourselves. Bump Paper Thoughts for sure. Run that up. Run that up on Spotify if you haven't heard it yet. It's 15 songs long. It's full of dense verses, cool melodies. There's some great features on there. Awesome production. All different types of beats from new school to old school. Yeah, so it came out last year. So if you haven't heard it, then you should definitely jump onto that. And stay tuned for some more Burn City Scrammer coming soon.
Hell
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. All
Real
right. So
soon. Yeah.
we'll wrap it up right here. Scrammer, I want to say thank you so much, brother, to
Thank you,
for
bro.
being on here.
Mm.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time. Yeah, it was a great chat. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. And yeah, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, please go support this amazing artist. Go get Paper Thoughts. Go listen to everything. Go on his social media and look at all this content, man,
Yeah, man.
because it's this guy's gone to the top. I'm gonna let you know this right now. This man gone to the top.
Yeah, check me out in the ground for sure.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
wrap it up here, Scrammer. Thank you so much, and I want to say thank you so much for everyone that's tuned in on the live as well.
Yeah,
This will
thank
be
you
going
guys.
up. This will be going on YouTube and Spotify as well. So if you missed out on this, you can also check it out there. Scrammer, thank you again, sir. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the long weekend.
Thank you. You too, mate.
All right, see you, bro.
Bye.